Hey everybody, my name is Jason Morris, and this is the most recent demo of the Blawx prototype. Blawx is a tool that I'm working on to make it easier for people to automate legal reasoning. And I think we've finished off the features that we would need in order to make this something that you guys can play with. So give me a little while, and I will set it up as a website that you guys can access, and you can try it yourselves. But for right now, I just wanted to show you how it works. So first you'll notice in here we have the known categories, known objects, known attributes, and in all of those containers there's nothing to be found. So we're going to start by saying that we know that there is a category called person. And we're going to tell it a little bit. Well, first we're going to check known categories. You can now see person is a known category. There are still no objects and still no attributes. We're going to define something about the category of person. We're going to say a person has an attribute called mortality, and that attribute is a true or false. So we still have person, we still don't have any objects, but now we have mortality as an attribute. And you can see in the help text there it says that the second part of mortality is a true or false. So now we're going to say that we know about an object called Socrates. And you might see where this is going, the basic logic example of Socrates is a man, therefore he is mortal. So let's make that rule. I'm going to go in here and say people are mortal, and then we're going to use our attribute for mortality, and we're going to say that we know that a thing, anything, we'll call it A, has a mortality of true. You see, true fits in there. Now, if you tried to do something broken, like say they had a mortality of Bob, take true out, try and put Bob in, you see Bob won't fit, because that is not a true or false value. So we know a thing has a mortality value of true if that thing is a person. So we go in here and we say if the thing we call A is in the category person. Now let's ask about Socrates. Is it true that Socrates has a mortality value of true? Is it true that Socrates is mortal? And we can run this, and that will be sent to the server. The reasoning server will do the deductive logic for you, come up with the answer, and send it back. And you can see the answer here is no, Socrates is not mortal. Why? Because we didn't tell the system anywhere that Socrates is a person. So we go back in here, and we say Socrates is a person. And we try again. And that will go to the server, and the server will send us back the answer yes. If Socrates is a person, then Socrates is mortal. And if you wanted to, you could get rid of this and treat it as a query by putting in a variable. So here we're saying Socrates' mortality is what? And implicitly we're asking, is there any information in the database that allows us to answer the question? Socrates' mortality is something. When you run that to the server, it gets run as a search instead of a yes/no question, and the answer comes back, yes, there is one answer. The answer A is true.